While the Springboks are still basking in the glory of winning at the 2023 Rugby World Cup, many will now look towards the future of rugby in South Africa. Schoolboy rugby will continue to be viewed as a breeding ground for many of the country's future stars. And as Ronald Masinda reports, the future of a school in the Eastern Cape looks bright as it continues to nurture quality black talent.
Queen's College Boys High School has been around for over 160 years. And despite its long history, its administrators have not rested on their laurels to ensure that its rugby talent enjoys quality playing facilities.
In spite of where we are situated, we are blessed with resources, we are blessed with facilities. So a boy can get here and more than he can get anywhere else in South Africa.
The educational institution's rugby history is well documented at the school museum. But despite the strong rugby schooling roots, it is when they finish school that players are often poached by bigger and more financially stable rugby unions.
In the Eastern Cape, there's a tendency of young players lost to other provinces because of better opportunities. How bad is the situation here?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's not easy. Obviously, the financial implications of boys being able to move makes it tough for us to retain a lot of players. But we also understand, why parents might make that decision because of sort of the financial strain that they get with education nowadays.
One example is the country's first black African to represent the Springboks, Khaya Malotana. His is a story of a former player who defied the odds by excelling professionally when some schools and provincial sides tended to overlook black players. For Malotana, charity does not necessarily have to begin at home for players who began their careers in the Eastern Cape.
What Border offered in terms of the financial security was too little. And rugby is such a high-risk sport, and it's very short-lived. And what you make of it while you play, you want to make sure you secure your future, especially because we start families while we're playing. And you look at all of those responsibilities, and you've got to make the decision.
Despite the challenges faced after playing schools rugby in the Eastern Cape, Queen's College Boys High School is still making a meaningful contribution to the game. They were recently awarded the School Team of the Year at the Eastern Cape Sports Awards.
Where we are, and the black boys, they just suit the DNA or the culture of the rugby that we play at the school. So they sort of go hand in hand with that expansive, fast game of rugby that we like to play. And it works, it just works for us.
Queen's College Boys High School is situated in the town of Komani, where many kids from township schools can only dream of playing and being coached. Rugby administrators at the school say they are trying to bridge this gap by inviting pupils from surrounding schools to be part of their coaching clinics. This, they say, is also a win-win situation, as Queen's is then able to scout talent from where they can potentially recruit players to study and play rugby at the institution. Ronald Masinda, Komani, in the Eastern Cape.